rain's coming. Is that Coleman cabin tent really gonna keep me dry? What's going on? It's Samantha from Lone Crow Adventures, the channel where we talk about all things camping, hiking, and backpacking. And you can see there are some dark clouds behind me. In fact, we've had quite a bit of rainy weather here in northern Wisconsin the last couple of days. And I thought, what a perfect time to discuss the rain suitability of one of the most popular camping tents. We're going to be talking about the Coleman 6-person Instant Cabin Tent. This is a tent that I have stood behind for a very long time, and it is actually my favorite road tripping tent. For the simple fact, it's so easy to set up. When we're going on road trips and we have multiple stops and we're only spending a short duration at the actual campsite, throwing up that cabin tent is super fast and it makes for an easy pack up and easy pack down. But how is that tent going to handle the rain that's coming in? That's what we're going to be discussing today. So before we launch into the results of the test, let's take a minute and talk about how Coleman design tents differ from a lot of other tents on the market. And the biggest difference is that Coleman does not use seam tape. Now you might be wondering, what is seam tape? Seam tape is a clear plastic tape that is on the inside, usually of the tent fly, and it's designed as an additional waterproofing barrier against the threads when you have two pieces of nylon or two pieces of polyester that meet. Now, typically, if you don't have seam tape, what ends up happening is where those two pieces of material meet, there is a cotton thread or sometimes a polyester thread that sews them together. And as that thread becomes saturated, you end up having drips come inside of your tent. Now, Coleman has gotten around this altogether by not having seam tape. They've completely redesigned how the seams on a tent are sewn, and they have something that's called an inverted seam, where the two pieces of fabric meet and they actually fold over so that the seam's on the inside, and this is where the stitching is. The stitching is on the inside of the tent. Their logic is that if the seam is never exposed to rain, then it can't become saturated and therefore cannot leak. The other thing you'll notice about the Coleman Instant Cabin Tent is that it doesn't have a rain fly. Now, this is the first tent I've ever purchased that didn't come standard with a rain fly. The weird thing is that you can actually purchase a rain fly that fits on it, and that is made by Coleman, but it doesn't come as a standard issue item with the tent, which is kind of nice. That's one of the reasons I like it, because it's one less element to have to set up when you're on a road trip, and the tent literally can be set up, maybe not in 60 seconds, but definitely guyed out and staked out in less than 2.5 minutes, which is super fast when you're on a road trip. But the fact that it doesn't have a rain fly creates some issues. Is there proper ventilation? Are the seams along the top of the tent gonna hold up? Why doesn't it have a rain fly? Does it not need one? I'm not sure. Don't be in any way distracted by the creepy fog that is rolling off of the lake right now. It's actually really cool, but you can feel the dampness in the air really starting to settle in. The Coleman Instant Cabin Tent is a tent that I've owned for a couple of years now, and I've used it quite a bit in a lot of different weather conditions. Warm weather, cold weather, wet weather, and then super dry weather. And it's held up really, really well. So I'm going to share with you my initial reactions to this tent when it was first weather tested in conditions very similar to what we have here. It was early spring, it was cold, and we even had a little bit of snow in the forecast, and the tent held up pretty well. But let's take a look at the initial reactions, and then I'm going to give you my updated reaction to this tent and how it's held up over time. Coleman Instant Cabin Tent. The Coleman Instant Cabin Tent was subjected to a pretty thorough rain test. In fact, we even encountered some icy, slushy conditions and some snow during this test. The tent was left up for a 24-hour period, during which it sustained rain up to 20 out of the 24 hours at a light to moderate rate, even experiencing a wintry mix and some snow. So how did the Instant Cabin Tent hold up? Let's find out. Oh, the wind's picking up. Uh-oh. Oh, the thunder's getting pretty serious. It's starting to get pretty windy. Whoo-hoo. Oh my gosh. Oh, the thunder's getting real. Wow, it's going to be a wild night here tonight, guys. It's been raining for about 3 hours, and so far I'm dry. I'm really impressed with this little tent. It's doing a great job. Yeah, still dry. Even down in the corners. Yep, we're still dry. Let's check our seams. Looks like we're okay. So we'll take a closer look at the seams here. You can see there's some snow on the outside of the tent, but there is nothing in the corner of the tent. And all along the side, it is completely dry. Even these seams here at the edge, completely dry. And when I touch the tent, right, no condensation on the inside, which is really, really fabulous. Overall, the Coleman Instant Cabin Tent performed phenomenally in the storm. It did not leak, the seams held, and it remained waterproof. And even with the added extra weight of the snow, the tent still kept its waterproof seal. The tent stood up to some serious wind without budging. Overall, the Coleman Instant Cabin Tent earns a grade of A+. So you can see in this example, those inverted seams really held, it kept the water out, and there wasn't any condensation issues. And that has been pretty much my standard experience with this tent from the time that I purchased it. Now, I did put this tent to the extreme test last summer when we took it to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We were going there, and Sarah actually had to go to the UP for some work stuff, so we were going anyways. And we had the campsite booked, and it was a total washout. I mean, we're talking red cells, super crazy downpour. It was basically expected to rain pretty much nonstop for almost 3 days. And since we had to go there anyway, we figured, well, let's go ahead and go camping. And we just packed a bunch of board games, made sure the cooler was stocked up with beer, and we ended up having a really awesome time. It's a total rainout situation in the Hiawatha Forest in UP, Michigan. We've done nothing in here. What have we done? Right? We've had some beers. We had a really severe full card version of Yahtzee, which I won. We also played categories, which I also won. The next up is Scrabble. And after that, we might play Rummy.
Scrabble by Lantern.
Scrabble by Lantern. I did lose Old Maid twice in a row. I decided to play best 2 out of 3. I didn't like my odds with that game, so, I am the Old Maid. I turned 40 a couple weeks ago. I guess I'm over the hill. But all is good in the Hiawatha Forest. We're just hanging out in the tent. There were some additional things that I took as precautionary measures because I did bring the Coleman Instant Cabin Tent with me. I went to Walmart and I do what I always tell everybody to do. You buy one of those cheap 8 by 10 foot tarps and I draped that right over the top of the tent. I wanted to make sure, especially because that tent didn't have a rain fly, that I didn't want that top fabric to become saturated. Even though the roof of the tent did have those inverted seams, I just didn't have 100% faith in it. And it's a good thing because it poured buckets. The only place where the tent leaked was actually further down on the tent wall at the top of the bathtub floor. That's where the leak was. And that wasn't even until halfway through the second day. It didn't start pouring in or anything, but it did leak. But I also prepared for that, knowing I was going to subject it to a monsoon by packing a couple of camp cots. So we actually brought the Coleman Trailhead 2 military style cot, and that way our entire sleep system was elevated up off of the ground. So even though a little bit of water came in each of the corners, and generally it was kind of wet because you'd throw your rain gear on and, run outside to go to the bathroom, and you'd come back in, you'd be dripping wet, and you're going to drip water all over right inside of the door. At least having those camp cots was a lifesaver. We also made sure to put all of our electronics into dry bags, and anything that we didn't want to get wet was in a dry bag, and we made sure that those dry bags were not pushing against the side wall of the tent. You may not be aware, but any tent, if you have a pillow, a sleeping pad, your sleeping bag, or any other items pushing against the wall of the tent, I'm not sure from physics how this happens, but water ends up leaching through that tent wall into the gear that's touching the wall of the tent. So if you're going to be camping in a super downpour, definitely make sure that you don't have anything touching the walls of the tent. So that was what we made sure to do. And the humidity was really high. It was really rainy, but ultimately I thought the tent held up pretty well. Now, had I chosen not to use a tarp over the top of it, we would have been flooded out. Guaranteed. That would have been no fault of the Coleman cabin tent. It would have been the fault of the camper that decided to bring a Walmart branded tent, or a budget tent, camping in a monsoon. So all in all, would I purchase the Coleman Instant Cabin Tent again? And the answer is yes, in a heartbeat. I absolutely love that tent. It's a great road tripping tent. And I would just say, go get yourself an inexpensive tarp. In the event that it's going to rain, drape it over the top, get some extra paracord, and then just guy it out, and you'll be totally fine. And if you guys want to see the complete review of this tent, I'm going to post it up here. We'll catch you over on that video. Happy trails.